Oh, a little chillier today on the first day of Christmas season. That's right. Halloween is over. That means one thing. Harrisburg's around the corner, and it is Christmas season. Had a great day yesterday, right? All the horses were winners in Pittsburgh. So pleased with Ready for Landing. I was saying to Amy, it's so odd. You have to race him to win, but what do I say to everybody if he makes a break? I know he feels good and he feels comfortable, but if he goes out and makes a break, what am I to do? Then you have to switch gears. I might have to put the hobbles back on him. And for him to just go out and dominate that class and look good, it was impressive. And as I said to everybody, quite frankly, what you saw yesterday was the best race of his life. And the reason I say that was because he's much more subdued and quiet, understanding his work. And even we all do, but I do too, forget sometimes that the horses still continue to mature, right? Way, way better. The time we gave him off certainly did the trick, because he is a different horse now. And I was really, really pleased with him. Tenacious Hanover looked so very good yesterday. And then, of course, Pickpocket, who has not had a great 3-year-old season, bounced back with a very, very good victory. I think I was still going to beat Distant Drums, but he is a good horse. And that was a good field. And I was really, really impressed with the way Pickpocket handled himself and handled that crew yesterday. Looked very good in doing it. Last night, I thought the Dio horse raced pretty good in Ontario to finish third. I know he was even money favored, but coming off a very lackluster performance, that James was going to drive him conservatively. He did get out late, finished up strong, and finished third. I was happy with him. And then Texong, little flat, but again, trying to race himself back into shape a little bit last night. Not what you want to see, but again, I think we're gonna, you're just gonna have to bite down on it until we get him good, right? It's the way it is. We're gonna have to wait, take our time, and I'm sure Texong Soprano will come back to the Texong of old sooner than later. He can't hide a good horse, right? He just doesn't stop being a bad. When we put him away and bring him back, they don't stop being good horses. It just takes some time. Sometimes it takes a little time to get them back to where we need them to be. So that was yesterday. Got a big day in front of us today. I got breaking news. Just got a message. Ronnie Wren's wife must have went into labor or had their child. He will not be at the Meadows today. He was supposed to drive Vehement. So we need a driver for Vehement. So, congratulations to Ronnie and his wife, whatever child they had or will have. But we will be needing a driver for our horse this afternoon. Now, for us today, Casanova Hall, race 1, 6-1 morning line. These guys have no idea how good this horse is right now. And I would be shocked if Casanova Hall did not come up with a very good mile. I'm looking at, let me see here. The favorite, Magic Hill, 54-2 on a 5/8, 3 wins, $34,000 made. This is a good class for Casanova Hall. Now, he's not going to get away awesome from the rail, but if he can hold position a little bit, maybe stay in front of a couple of these horses, first or second over is not going to matter. He is good. Oh, Lockheed Martin, this thing's a lunatic. He's in there. This is going to be a good race for Casanova Hall. That's race 1. We bounce over to race 4. Brace for Landing. Did train good the other day. Did have some vet work done on him after. I believe Jason has opted to leave the dog chain on him rather than the wire cord. He can be a bugger sometimes in the race. He's feeling good right now too. 3-Point Blue Chip trained awesome the other day. Now this is a step up. This is Condition Company. This isn't non-winners of 5-8 or non-winners of 10. This is a straight non-winners of 12,000 last 4. Also eligible non-winners of 10. Now, the thing I like about this class, if he's competitive in here, also eligible, claiming 50,000. Non-winners of 1 last draw. Non-winners of 10 last 4. to draw 1 through 4. I don't know how they got that. Whatever. It's a bit of a handicap race, it looks like. I didn't notice that. They go for $21,000. It's a 50 claimer. If he can do in there, it's a good spot for him. There's a lot of good classes down here for our horses right now. It's a 3-hour drive, but you know what? If it's worth it, it's worth it. Chevron's Bypass picked to win down in one of the bottom classes here. She trained pretty good the other day too. And we'll close out, I'm going to close out my day with Mr. Benson's horse at 12-1 in the 13th race. I really should have investigated this before I signed off on driving him. Her. 1 win in 26 starts. That's not good. Oh my. Our day will be concluded with Drebin. Drebin lines up right beside Gypsy Hill. Drebin coming in sharp, coming off a victory in his last start. I'm going to tell you something. He is very, very good right now. Trained awesome the other day. I think we will lead the Open on him. I think we will. I'm curious to see how he'll race in an open bridle. I know he raced good for Kane last week, but there'll be a little more action this week. I don't know, loaded with creatine, Pat Malloy, Count on Cody, Al Menke, Romeo's Dream, Trevor Smith, Biden Your Time, Hugh Beatty. I'm going to go right out of there, I think, with Drebin and see what shakes out. If he ends up on the front, I'm interested to see how he's going to race when challenged with an open bridle. Before, he was coming to horses, cleared to the lead, and was no one around him with an open. How is he on the front with a horse advancing to him? I think he'll be very good. We'll see how he is today. So that's today. Harrisburg, we have a number of people that have been messaging me. Hey, what do you think of this horse? What do you think of that horse? I like those messages, and I apologize if I haven't got back to you. It's because I have a ton of stuff I've been doing over the last week. Yeah, I have been a bit preoccupied. I don't think that I've done as much sale work in regards to reaching out to you as I should, so I do apologize for that. As we head into Harrisburg, I guess it's important to note, and if this affects you, please do reach out. What we're looking for in Harrisburg. Now, Harrisburg is a bit of a tricky sale. We've already blown our brains out in Lexington. We've bought our horses for Ohio. We have, for the most part, Ontario breds. Now, I'm going to be upfront with everybody. Not a lot of interest in buying that Ontario bred pacing colt. So if that happens to be of the high-end variety, then we can kind of mix some of the people in that want to buy a high-end pacer. But I don't know that I've seen a ton of them in this sale, right? There's some. A ton, that's not the word I would use. So we'll see how that plays out. So I'm gonna lay it all out for everybody. It looks like we're after a couple of Pennsylvania trotting fillies, maybe a colt or two of the Pennsylvania variety also. We are looking for a high-end pacer and a high-end trotter. Now, somebody noted, Anthony, there's not a lot of those buckets selling because a lot of our clients that are bigger chunk purchasers, people that will buy a larger piece of this horse or that horse, they haven't just jumped in and bought that quarter of that bucket or that specific horse just yet. But those will disappear over the next day or so. Harrisburg's a little more lax. You know, I know that everybody's waiting to see, and I know that everybody is going to step up when we do buy a couple of horses, but for the time being, I'm not too worried about how the buckets look right now. As I said, just to clarify, likely looking at 2 Pennsylvania trotting fillies, 1 if not two Pennsylvania trotting colts, a high-end pacer, high-end trotter, and actually the high-end trotter I may be leaning towards Chapter 7 because a number of our clients, our New York clients, have actually spoke up, have actually reached out to me and said, Anthony, what are you looking for in New York? Well, obviously, for this year anyway, if you're asking me about New York, it's going to likely be a Chapter 7 and not a Huntsville, simply because there's more people looking for that high-end trotter, and I don't want to overexert. I don't want to overstretch, right? That's the last thing I want to do. I'm looking at sending out the wire for Lexington, and almost everything is there right now. And this is the first time I haven't had to reach out to people or, struggle or chew my fingernails as we get to Harrisburg. This is the first time ever in my life. And I think as we get through Lexington, or as we, when we get through Lexington and head to Harrisburg, the last thing I want to do is just stretch myself too thin. So we are looking for about 4 or 5 horses, to be honest. We have 39 or 40 right now. We do have some people that are engaging us about sending us horses privately, and I have no problem with that. We have people for the first time that are saying, hey, if I buy a horse and send it to you, can I sell shares on your site and have you guys train it down? Of course. We've always been able to do that. We've done that with Steve, a multitude. We're doing it right now with Steve. You're going to see potentially a Goo Goo Gaga filly show up that was bought at the sale from European interests, and they have reached out to us and asked us if we would be interested in training this horse. They wanted to retain the lion's share, and they wanted to breed the filly after. Now, is that horse going to end up in us? Maybe that horse is someone else's barn right now. I've told everybody, maybe 2 or 3 people that have reached out to us about buying horses, to just come and see me in Harrisburg, because I just had a lot going on, right? This was at the time the Breeders' Crown was ongoing, and we're still trying to look at the catalog. Every night during that week that I had a few minutes, I was looking at the catalog, seeing what I saw. I can tell you all the storylines I see. Much, much different sale than Lexington. Infinitely different sale. What you're left with, almost a quarter of the sale is Hanover Shoe Farms horses. A large portion of Hanover Shoe Farms horses are Green Shoes and Tall Dark Strangers this year. So, how is that going to play out? Does that mean that the Green Shoes are just going to... Because they did have a good year, for the most part. As I had said to everybody over and over again, the only thing wrong with Green Shoe that I can see right now are the expectations that were attributed to Green Shoe. People just assumed he was going to be a generational sire. He isn't. And they're let down. But when you look at the numbers of Green Shoe, they're really not that bad at all. So is he going to hold strong? Is the breeding, the mares that he did get, are they just going to sell like normal horses? Also, because he takes a huge chunk of the sale. It's very possible. Tall Dark Stranger, I think people are going to lay off them again. That's how we ended up with Solidarity. Do we end up with another Tall Dark Stranger? I don't know. I don't think so. Remember, 2 trotting fillies, 1 trotting colt, high-end pacer, high-end trotter. I count 5, maybe 6, because almost at every sale I find 1 flyer that I want, that I think is pretty cool and interesting prospect. I can think of one selling on the last day right now, right on the top of my tongue, right on the tip of my tongue, top of my head. But I'm not going to tell you at all. So there's likely to be, I said to a small group of people yesterday, I sent a video out and I said, the over-under, mine, that I'm setting for you, for myself, is 7, and I would bet the under, if I were you, of the horses that we're going to bring out of there. Now, I've yet to win that bet, ever at a public auction, but that's my feeling about the Harrisburg sale. So we're excited about the Harrisburg sale. There's my wife getting ready to go out and jog. Who are you jogging first?
Bobby.
Bobby? Bobby's being bad
Yes.
Bobby today? She's
Yes.
being good yesterday.
No.
I'll help you.
No problem.
She's feeling good. You know why? Do you know why she's feeling good?
Has the weather changed?
No. Yes, but you know why else? Because it's Christmas season.
Oh my God.
It's the first day of Christmas.
Bye.
Anyway, lots going on with Harrisburg. Lots going on with respect to racing. I'm expecting and hoping for a good day. It's pretty hard to top yesterday. Admiral Dio was good. Texan was flat. Everybody else won. I was happy. Today we're in good spots with 5 of them. Jason, Lauren, and Lawson have already left. They're already gone to Dayton, 9 o'clock in the morning. I have to leave here around 10 to 12. It's a 3-hour drive down to Dayton. A little closer, actually, from Brunswick, so maybe. No, I put that in the computer as we were leaving the house. It's a 3-hour drive. So, no, I put it in at St. Barnabas, the school. It's a little less than that. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Marinate. Think about what I said. I would like to come out of Harrisburg with an under of 7. which means we have to look for the 6 very best horses we can get. To do that, I do need people to speak up also. I'll be reaching out to people over the next couple of days just to see how you feel about Harrisburg and what you'd like to do. I will tell you God's honest truth. I would love nothing more than to pay for the Harrisburg sale on December the 1st, my birthday, and have nothing else hanging over our head until we get to stake payment season. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your Friday, to your weekend. I am a little chillier today, but that's okay. It's fall. That's the first day of Christmas. Take care, everybody. I will talk to you all very soon.